The Pacific Division of the Western Conference. Who is the one player from each of these teams who could potentially have a breakout season? For the Clippers, I'm looking at Sam Dekker. Now, I know he just suffered an oblique injury, so hopefully this doesn't end up blowing up in my face. And I could have also went with Montrezl Harrell for this one. But the reason I'm going with Dekker is because he's such a versatile player. He can play the small forward or the power forward positions. And he shot well from all the places that you want a lower usage guy to shoot well from. He was a very good corner three-point shooter for the Rockets. He finished well at the basket. He was good in transition. And I think because he can play both forward spots, he could find time on the floor with Danilo Gallinari, but also with Blake Griffin, which means he'll have some quality offensive players around him. And I just hope that Doc sees the 6'9" wing who is a bit more athletic than you would expect him to be given his size, and as long as that three-point shot at the top of the key is there, I think Dekker is going to be really good for them. Willie Cauley-Stein was really good for the Kings once DeMarcus Cousins was gone. His usage increased, and his production did as well. There have been times in the past where I've felt like Willie, even though he's gotten better, he's had struggles with finishing around the rim, his coordination, perhaps catching the ball, but he's also made quite a bit of progress as well, and the defense is there as well for the guy. Now, the Kings, I don't think they have the perfect power forward to play next to him. They might be playing Zach Randolph or Skal Labissiere. Neither one of those guys are shooters, and as a result, could be tough spacing at times for Willie to get open on screen and rolls going to the basket. But when I look at his rebounding, his athleticism, and what he can still do as a finisher around the basket and how much better he was once DeMarcus Cousins was gone, a full season with De'Aaron Fox and George Hill and everybody, he could be good. And I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but we're going to say it anyway. Now, for these videos, I'm not excluding star players from these. If you haven't figured out, I'm going to milk these for every single NBA division because I love a series of videos that I can upload a million times. My thing with Devin Booker is he going to progress as an all-around player? He's about to enter his third NBA season. I don't think he's anywhere close to his ceiling. His scoring is there. The three-point shot, I feel like people have gotten a little bit more excited over his three-pointer than how good he actually is from three. I mean, he shot 36% this previous season, which is still pretty damn good, but I feel like people think the dude's like a Reggie Miller-esque shooter. Could probably get there, and in fact, I'll be surprised if he's not shooting around 38-39% from three this season. But where he impresses me is his inside scoring. He has a lot of craftiness getting by defenders, finishing on floaters. What I want to see is the playmaking, the defense. I think even if his defense doesn't really take off this year, I would hope making plays for other guys, getting his turnovers down, because he averaged about 3 turnovers a game this season, and just increasing the overall efficiency. I think that's fair to expect from Booker. I've definitely talked about Julius Randle before, where I spoke on his weight loss and how that could hopefully just improve everything about the dude's game. Faster, jump higher, better stamina. And I think with Randle, the most intriguing thing is still his ball handling. He averaged over 3 assists a game in his second NBA season. He may be molding himself into Draymond Green. I think the Lakers want him to be that sort of a player. A lot of it is going to come from his discipline. There have been times when he's not fully engaged on the game, or he just kind of makes some mental mistakes. And I think if he can just be there all the way mentally, combined with his weight loss, this could be the season that Randle really takes off. I did consider Kentavious Caldwell-Pope for this one. But I think, I don't know, something about Randle just intrigues me a bit more. I could have went with Brandon Ingram as well, but I actually liked Ingram's rookie season a lot, so I don't know. I just feel like if Ingram takes off, no one's going to be that shocked. I feel like Randle, there's a little bit more suspense. And finally for the Warriors, Patrick McCaw, because there's not a whole lot of guys here who haven't established themselves on this Warriors team. McCaw should be the backup shooting guard this year. Ian Clark is gone to New Orleans. McCaw was pretty good in what the Warriors asked him to do, which wasn't too much, but he seems like he can hit an outside shot and just be a part of Golden State's offense. I mean, he was in some big playoff games for them this previous season, and while he might not have been shooting the ball a lot, there were times when he was a ball handler. Maybe he would be coming off of a screen, and he just seemed really composed, and he knew what to do in the situation, which is really good to see for rookies, because sometimes they freak out in big playoff games and stuff like that. I think he'll have more creating abilities than Ian Clark did, so there could be times when he's actually in pick and rolls. Maybe he beats his guy off the dribble and he can kick it out to someone. Who knows? But I am intrigued for him to play 15 to 20 minutes a game off the bench for Golden State and actually do pretty well. He's also kind of winning this by default because, like I mentioned before, who the hell else on this team is going to make some big improvement? But I'm intrigued by McCaw. I think he should be pretty good. And it's not fair that the Warriors keep drafting well.